Hey guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. So it's Wishlist Wednesday time, and this means that our tutorial today is brought to you from one of our followers on Facebook or subscribers on YouTube. Today it comes from John in Kent, and he says, Ben, how is it possible to create light rays in Photoshop? So it's quite a simple process, and we're going to show you how to do it today. The very first thing we want to do is start by creating a duplicate layer. We could do this by pressing Ctrl or Command J on our keyboard. When we've done this, we want to right click on the layer and then turn this into a smart object. Now, the reason we're going to be doing this is we're going to be applying a blur to the layer, and we want to be able to go back into this blur and make changes. The smart object allows us to do that. If we go up to filter at the top here and then down to blur, let's choose a radial blur. Now the box appears in front of us and we've got a few different options. So you've got spin here, which you could spin the blur, or you've got zoom. Now I think zoom looks like a more appropriate kind of blur for this tutorial. And also you've got the amount at the top, which means the amount of the blur, so you can turn this up and down. For this effect, we want it high, around about 94–95%. Now the last thing we want to do is we want to move this point around in the box so that it lines up with the light area of the sun in the picture. So let's just move this around to see if we can find it and click OK. Now you can see that the blur originates from the light source, which is the sun in this case, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So that's great. We've now got our blur in place and we have the blur at the right amount of strength. So the very next step that we need to take in this tutorial now is to create a new layer. Now the reason for this is we're going to use this new layer to draw in the light rays. So press Ctrl+Shift+N on your keyboard and then just click OK. Now the way this is going to be done is we're going to paint over the lighter areas in the picture with our brush tool. Let's just sample the colour so we keep everything the same. So I on your keyboard and then click on the light source, which is the sun, and then you have it here. Now because we've already set up our radial blur now, we can actually go on to filter at the top, click on it, and then we'll have our radial blur already set up. So you can see it here at the top. You can see the shortcut for it is Alt-Control-F. Now when we draw in these light rays, we can keep applying this radial blur by using this shortcut to the light rays and then create more of a blurred effect. So let's show you what I mean. So we're now going to start painting in just little lines here. And what I'm doing is I'm painting them in on the lighter areas which are coming from the sun or the light source here. Now you can actually be quite crude with this, it doesn't have to be perfect. All you're really doing is just drawing these little lines here. The blur is actually going to turn these lines into the light rays. So let's start with this. Now remember, this is the shortcut, so it's Alt-Control-F. And let's just press this on our keyboard now. And now you can see that it's actually created light rays. I mean, it's already worked. This already looks really good. Now, if you were looking for a subtle effect, you could actually probably leave it here. But if you wanted to create a bit of a stronger effect, what you could do is actually duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl+J. So I've just done that, and now you can see that the light rays are a bit more prominent. And that's how easy it is to add light rays in Photoshop. So get on Photoshop yourself, guys, and have fun with it. I'm really happy you could join us for today's tutorial, and please follow us on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube, because we really enjoy making these tutorials for you guys. And we have new tutorials with more and more information every single week. Have a great day, and I'll see you all soon.